This may seem like an extremely schizo story, but this is my experience. Probably the third time I done DMT, an octopus appeared cloaked in my eye line. Before I had a chance to respond to it, it grabbed my face and said, "You'll see." I was then thrust into something like a Lovecraftian giant red storm, and it kept repeating, "You'll see." I could feel myself being pulled around at like G-force speeds. Now, I believe this was intentional to make me feel bad vibes, etc., and I'll explain why. I said to myself, I'm not enjoying this. I'm gonna fight my way out of it. And when I focused, the trip was broken, and I could see just one mechanical tentacle attached to the right side of my head. The entity seemed extremely surprised I could now see it, and it just straight up said, "We need negative emotions to live. I'm feeding." Okay, that was creepy. That was pretty creepy. This is my first time hearing of this octopus entity, even though now that I mention it, I have had an experience with an octopus-like entity before. Wasn't on DMT. I'll get to that at the end of the video, but in the meantime, what do you think? What do you think about this octopus entity and its intentions? Have you ever came across an octopus entity yourself? If you've ever seen the show The OA, this octopus reminds me of that squid that was speaking telepathically through the main character. Some sort of intergalactic, esoteric psycho frog, or psycho frog, psycho octopus. Anyway, I went down the rabbit hole and looked into this octopus thing a little bit more, and here's what some users on Reddit had to comment and post about it. Snooze Stories 1938 says, "I have seen a giant octopus and was forced to look it in the eye. Then its hands/feet/tentacle spiritually penetrated my chest. After I woke up, I had a feeling it was lonely and wanted me to float with it or hang out. It's a needy thing. I've also had flashes of fractals turn octopus, but the whole chest stabbing and eye forcing personified thing as a giant octopus. And I felt like I was pressed against the octopus at one point, floating through space." Beginning line 4317 says, "I just tried DMT for the first time yesterday. Saw the octopus. It was made of light and sacred geometry. It was playful and welcoming. Like it was happy I was there and excited to show me stuff. The plants in my front yard were reaching out to the tentacles. I don't even know what to make of this, the most profound experience of my life, and I have no idea how to process it." DMT is the key responds, "The octopus squid creature I saw didn't feel like he was joking when he tried to eat me. I bet it would have been a great experience if he did though." Here's a post from CrazyLegs99. It says, "Negative entities with tentacles. Anyone run into these sort of mini-armed octopus-like things that seem to intercept you? I had one grab me once. I ran into them consistently across probably 6 trips or more, and would have bad trips where they seemed to try to intimidate or scare me away. One seemed to act as a bouncer, warning me very convincingly it had the ability to harm me and to keep out. Just wondering if others have ran into them, since it was very consistent across trips and ultimately led me to stop for a long time." AnyRip8593 says, "I saw it and it put its tentacles into my mind. As I was walking, it was telling me I need to come back to the realm ASAP. I didn't go in again, but for 10 minutes I could feel the right and left hemispheres of my brain working independently for the first time. So bizarre. Responsible Panic 427 posts, octopus entity. Has anyone else seen it? I saw it for my first DMT trip. It was almost like he was pulling my soul in with his tentacles. LOL. Yeah, that's pretty interesting stuff. I don't know how I'd feel if I'd come across an octopus entity post breakthrough that was trying to feed off of my energy. Now, I don't think I would like that one bit, but years ago, I'll give you my story now as promised. Years ago, I was laying in bed. I remember I was up late. It was 4 a.m. My light was on and I was in bed doing whatever the hell. I don't remember. I fell asleep out of nowhere. And then I wake up and I look above me, and floating about maybe 2 feet in front of my face was this black jellyfish It's so hard to explain. It looked energetic and physical at the same time, and it was moving and undulating its tentacles above my face. And if I can find the video, there's a jellyfish UAP video that's floating around the internet. Whether it's real or not, I don't really care, but if I can find that video, I'll put it here. And it'll show you exactly how this thing was moving. It looked so much like this. It was crazy. But anyway, something about this thing felt so unnatural and so alien. I immediately got terrified and started screaming at the top of my lungs. It was the most scared I've ever been in my life. Till this day, the most scared I've ever been. I'm screaming, just horrified, just like an animal caught in a trap type scream, yes? And the next thing you know, I wake up in the same position. And I remember sitting up in bed wondering, was that real? Did that just happen? And then I feel my throat, and my throat was sore as if I had been screaming for minutes on end. And then I looked, and my bed was pushed out at an angle 3 feet from the wall where it had originally been. And there was a bunch of things knocked over in my room. And that's when I decided, no, this wasn't a dream. This happened. But how weird it was. How weird it was to have that experience and then wake up out of it and then see evidence that it may have happened. Anyway, that was today's story, everybody. If you have any experiences that you'd like to share, either throw them in the comments or hit me up at my Gmail, which is 751, the channel name, 751@gmail.com. I would love to hear your stories and give other people a chance to hear them as well. And who knows, I might even, make a little scene out of it and get cinematic. But anyway, it was awesome sharing that with you all. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.